All right, welcome to Haugen Racing, guys. Today, we're checking out James Deane, arguably one of the best drifters in the world. Now, he is one of the best drifters in the world, but arguably the best drifter in the world. I'm not necessarily a huge fanboy of him. Like a lot of people, I respect his drifting so much. So we're gonna kind of check him out, break down what makes him so good and what makes him so successful, because I think those are two different things. So this is at the Nürburgring. This is a recent video. This is in his HGK Racing built Eurofighter. I mean, that is just the dream to drift at the Nürburgring, first of all. Let me get that out of the way. So a couple of things that I'm looking at are just like the smoothness and consistency with all his controls. And I think that's really what starts to separate you know, a top tier level drifter from a really good drifter, is just they do everything the exact same way over and over and over again, non-stop. Like one of the things I really appreciate is his steering, and I always have from like the first time. I didn't really watch all too much of his stuff until he came to the US, to be honest. And I started watching in-car videos of him, and look how smooth his steering is. And look at mid-turn right there. I mean, I could pause it and the steering wheel like doesn't even move. He gets it to where he wants it and just holds it right there. And he's just steering a lot with the throttle and brake actually, which is really cool. All right, so this video is actually kind of floating all over the internet. This is like this crazy reverse entry that he did at the Nürburgring. Listen to how like consistent the throttle is. So on throttle, off, couple little blips, rev it up, back on throttle. There's no like hesitation in the throttle or anything like that. If you watch his steering, watch like the car, how planted it is, that's
some damn good driving.
Okay, so this is his S14.9 that he just built for the RDS Championship, Russian Drift Series. Now, he does drift a Eurofighter and he's really good with that, but he definitely has like a recipe, let's say. It's like the same build over and over and over again. And that's kind of what I was saying. That's sick. So that's kind of what I was saying is like, yes, he's a super talented driver, but there's also a recipe to his success. And it's creating a car that works every single time and he knows it's gonna work. That was a fat reverse entry. Holy crap. And James Deane is one of the guys that I first noticed that is so consistent with two hands on the steering wheel and like only pulling off for shifting and handbraking. So there's something to say about that. See how he rotates it and it gets to a stopping point and he knows where it's gonna be, and that's not much variation. If you watch a lot of other drifters, they'll be like wham, wham, wham. He's just like right here, right? So he threw it, let it spin, caught it, knew exactly where he wanted it, and then held it right there.
Just drop in and just smack the lip.
All right, so this is from this year. This is round 1 RDS. Feel like we had to put it in here. James Deane versus Daigo SAITO. Deane is in the exact same carbon copy car that he's always made. So of course he's gonna be able to drive it well and be successful in it. It's just a different program. And it's kind of like, what is your goal, you know? Still, like, that was an impressive chase on Daigo's part. I think Deane just outbeat him on the next one. Okay, so now we got Daigo leading and Deane in the chase. Ooh, little tap there. Just a hiccup on Daigo's part. That's probably what lost in the battle there. Daigo likes to run his cars like incredibly gripped up, which I do too, so I get it. And James cars are really fast, but it kind of seems like he does run a little bit more like drivable setup. And it seems to work, because like Daigo's obviously, I mean, he lost this battle. I thought this would be cool to show. This is a 100-point qualifying run, which there's only been like a couple in Formula Drift history. I can't remember how many. Comment below if you guys know, but this is one of them. I mean,
the drone's getting a little crazy, but
let's back up real quick. So look at right there on that cone, literally like pretty much rubbing it. Maintains like perfect throttle control through this entire zone. Again, right there on that cone. Brings it out, fills that zone perfectly. Pretty much on throttle transition. Again, on that cone, filled zone. That front clip was incredibly tight. And this is a hard course, you guys. To get this course right, it's tricky. Outer zone is basically that whole yellow wall. I mean, and he's holding a crap ton of angle and speed throughout the whole thing. It's James Deane for you guys. As I mentioned earlier in the video, James Deane and Piotr Wiecek, they ran this series together for a couple years in Formula Drift US. And whenever they would battle, it was epic. So Deane is in the lead. And New Jersey is so gnarly, you guys. Like, I've never personally driven New Jersey, unfortunately. And now they changed it, and I don't know if I'll ever get to drive the infamous wall.
No, boy. Oh, and gets into the wall. Flirts with the wall, and he goes into it. Draggy bumper. No. Absolutely. There goes the tire.
But, like, that freaking, they call it the wall for a reason. That wall just grabs and destroys cars. And that bank is, like, really freaking a gnarly angle. So it's interesting, if you guys watched our review, our react to Chelsea Denofa, Chelsea used like so much handbrake in the chase. He's using handbrake now, but on that wall, he was really, I don't even know if he was left foot braking. I think he just had the throttle kind of like, just full throttle kind of right on him. Let's back it up a little bit. So that's the thing. So I'll talk all the time about two-handed steering, but if you're in a scenario where you're chasing and the best thing to do is handbrake, then yes, cover the handbrake, right? But if you watch a lot of James Deane's videos, he always defaults to that two-handed steering, and you just have, you know, that next level of control. But I mean, guys, there's not much more to say. James Deane is an absolute animal. Like, not only can he chase like crazy, he can qualify like crazy, and he continues to be successful over and over and over again. So he definitely deserves a title of one of the best drifters in the world. Guys, who is your favorite drifter? Who do you think is the best drifter in the world? Those are probably two different things. Comment below, let us know. And of course, check out all the other videos. We'd appreciate your subscribe, and we'll see you guys in a couple days. Peace.